Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good day. Good whatever it is. Good Sunday. It might be early Monday morning, wherever someone is watching this video. But I did say that I was going to go live today. And what I want to talk about, for the most part, is being persistent and following your goals in life. I think a lot of people um, will take their goals in life and say, yeah, I want to be, say, at point B. For instance, Mike, I wanted to finish a PhD in psychology. And once I got that finished, then I thought, I would be done or whatever. And really, that was the first step of my goal or goal achieving. Even though, though I achieved that goal, the goal was that you're constantly searching, refining your goals in life and where you want to achieve and where you want to go. The goal here, and I do mean goal, is to achieve, if I look for the content in your life, not necessarily, you might say, yeah, happiness, but happiness is really defined as very subjective. What one person might find very happy, another person may not find happy. Another person that is not happy can see that situation as being happy. So when I talk about happiness, we talk about something that is very subjective in people's lives. So when we talk about this or talk about subjectivity, especially on happiness and goals, the goal always is, or the achievement of that is to be in a state of content and say, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is fine. And then go from there. A lot of people will see something and say, well, I'm content with this. And some people are, like I said, sometimes, for instance, I will see people that are happy with just having the basics in life. And that is not, for me, it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but it's there again, I'm talking about subjectivity. It's not where I want to be in life. I want to always be growing. I also want to be achieving. I also want to feel like there's purpose. I want to feel like there's things happening in my life. So the goal here is to always make things work in a way that is going to make things and be very successful in what you want to achieve in life. Like I said, priorly, I tend to be what I call myself an overachiever because I'm sometimes never happy at where I'm at. And though I should be very grateful for where I'm at in my life. And so the goal here is to be grateful, but also be able to set those goals aside. Well, one thing that I was doing that I took a hiatus on, and I'll start back on that starting Monday, is I was writing everything. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a week off or 2 weeks off just to be able to focus on, say, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then I'll pick up writing again. It's just a way for me to achieve what I want to achieve in life and move things forward in life. So it's like with my YouTube page. It was like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I talked to somebody the day before that, is that it's always the intent. Somebody was discussing the point of these storm chasers in these weather people, and about how they're really misinforming people or miscalculating things. And the point I try to tell the person is not that they're bad, nor are they misjudging people. Is that what is the intent? What is the intent when they do these things? Is the intent to inform and educate the public, or is it to monetize their channel? And The point that I was telling this individual was the intent, not all everybody, but the intent there is to make money off what they're putting out there. And if that's the case, they're not going to get the results they want, or their ethical issues will become apparent, because the fact is that they're not doing this ethically, and they're doing it with the intent there again to make money, and not to inform and educate. So there is where, the rubber, or the old cliche, where the rubber hits the road, or where, the the individual needs to portray his life in. Because really, in essence, what you're really all trying to do is just the intent. And is the intent very purposely, or is it intent? And then that's the thing, like for my channel, for my YouTube channel, the intent could be, yeah, I'd like to make money, but the intent is also to know that I make the best of the situation. And the intent, for my most part, is to inform and to educate the public. And if I make money along the side, that's fine. And the goal is not necessarily to make money, which is a good thing. But the other thing is because I am an IO psychologist, is to educate and inform the people about what things are. So it was, for instance, the case of point was yesterday. I did do a video, and I informed people, if they watched the video, I said, well, I will go live Sunday around 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. Now, the intent there to go live was, yes, I want to, I made a commitment to go live. So there was a solid commitment to say, yeah, I'll go live. But the point was that I could have said, no, I don't want to do that, and then move forward with things. But the point was, I did make a commitment to say that I would to go live. And if nobody gets on, that's fine. If few people get on and I educate and inform, that's fine as well. So the point is that I made a commitment to that. And it's the same thing in life, folks. Is that you take a situation and you make that intent to either move forward or to move backwards in that intent. And like I said, when I heard that yesterday on Twitter, a couple of people tweeted out about somebody from the National Weather Service, and something about the people and their intent, and about the false information. And I said, well, there again, what is the intent? Is the intent to inform and educate, or is it to make money? And I said, there is where the issue lies, because if the intent is to inform and educate, then false reports will not happen. What they're doing is sensationalizing their video channel to get more views so they can make more money. So anybody can do that. And you see that all the time in media, that where a newscast or something will say something, and they will try to get an upgrade of media play, which in essence is not really informing and educating. It's more or less defrauding people and defrauding the information that's out there. You see that in some of the cable news networks as well. So there again, it is the fact that you need to take for granted, or take for a grain, and the saying, take a grain of salt for the information that is out there. So the point that I'm making today is about the intent, and whether when you're setting your goals, what is your intent on your goals, or where you want to see? Like I said, the intent, for instance, for Enron was, we'll make money and we will capitalize or disinform people. And then what that happened is you saw the collapse of Enron because of their disinformation. The same thing goes in relationships as well. If you're genuine, sincere, and you want a relationship, you have to be forward about, and sincere, genuine and sincere where you want to see a relationship go. If you try to defraud people or disinform people, then the issue becomes throat was still a bit dry. The issue becomes you're not getting out the correct information. So then, in other words, I've done this in the past myself. And what I mean by the past is like I was maybe not genuine and sincere enough to in some of my past relationships to really open up to say this is where I want to be. So when you do that, you're really not presenting your whole self. And that thing issue that comes out of this is, for the most part, are you being genuine and sincere? So that's like I said with the goals, is like where do you see yourself? There's a new study that I want to work on is, and if you know any Native Americans, where Native American reservations see their stuff going in the next 3 to 5 years. Granted, I'm working on another project, finishing up the water quality or water drought on the reservations, mainly in Arizona and the surrounding areas. And I had 30 people that responded, and I've quantitative the information on a sheet. But there again, the goal is I need to get that information shared and available. But the goal for me is always to take and be genuine and sincere in your approach to life. And so I think some of this has to be with anything you do in life is just where do you see yourself? Where do you want to go? For instance, one of my goals is I'm almost finished paying off back child support. There's like $2,000-3,000 left to pay off. It's just the point of I see the light at the tunnel is getting that done and finish that goal and that accomplishment in itself. So there again, that's the goal and objective, and being able to achieve where I want to be. So anyway, I'm looking to see if anybody did come online, and I'm going to spend about 10 more minutes talking about some things, and then I'm going to log off here, and then it'll be available on my web page. But the goal is, and I see this with a lot of people in relationships, even work relationships, where you have to be genuine and sincere with people. And then when you're genuine and sincere with people, then you're able to accomplish the goals you are in life. And not necessarily try to dissuade or try to pull one over on somebody else. The goal here is to always make the best of the situation and move forward. I have a mantra that I always say, it's maximus mentality. Make the most out of the day. Tell people, I don't like the word, I'm going to tell people what I'm going to do. I'd rather let my actions speak louder than my words. And the point on that is that I think actions are more significant than using your words. You can use, I always like to say, take my actions and move them forward by using by saying, yeah, this is my action and this is my words. So in other words, what I'm trying to achieve is through the efforts of doing what I say I'm going to do. And it falls with the goals too, because if I say I want to be at this place in life and I'm not at this place, for instance, I had this goal of like this year, really wanted to, and then there was a lofty goal, but it was still a goal, was to make $100,000 this year. Well, I'm going to fall short of that goal. Well, what do I need to do to change that so I can get to that point of making $100,000? So what I'm doing is assessing where I am and what I need to do or what make those adjustments to achieve what I want to achieve. Granted, there's some things that I'm doing that I think are going to help me increase that. But still, my goal for next year, if I fall short of that, is still make $100,000 in 2024. The goal is, like I said, is the objective is to get, which really in essence, I'm looking at uh, basically uh, 2000 almost $2,000 a week. So fall short of that because really technically I'm making maybe a little over 1400 a week. So somewhere in that range, maybe 12 grossing. But my gross was to make was not my gross, my was to clear with the when taxes were taken out at least 2000 at least, which comes almost a week. So like I said, I'm falling short of that goal. So what am I adjusting to change that to where I can make that? And then part of that is grateful. Well, for instance, I'm paying off some bills I want to pay off. I'm paying off the last bit of child support. So, and then that way that will open up other avenues of revenue next year as well. So that's the point when you look at that and say, yeah, I want to do this or want to do that. So, and then you can't look at your past. There were, for instance, there were things in my past, even though I was working, finishing off my PhD, that maybe I should have done differently. But at that point, we're at, we're into, I can't look back at 2008, 2018, 2019, 2020 because that's gone. There's nothing I can do about it. But there are some things there that I have done differently. I would have done differently, but we're at that point. But that occurs because the fact of the matter is you grow as an individual. And there again, that's one of my goals and goal settings in life is that you do set goals and goal settings and to achieve what you want to achieve in life. So there again, that it boils down to where you want to be in life and what you want to achieve in life. And that's there again, that goes back to managing the drink, what you wanted to achieve and where you wanted to go in life. So in essence, what you're really doing is setting those goals and playing around with things because really like and this is my final point, you know life is not easy. Life is hard, and life is going to throw you a lot of issues, and it's what you do with those issues and what you come up with those responses that makes you who you are today. When you I tend to be anymore since I finished the PhD, I've been doing my writings. I tend to be more of a listener to things, and I think with Toastmasters. And the goal here with me is listening, is gaining those active listening skills, and a lot of that I get through Toastmasters. But I've gotten to a point where I want to achieve more than what I want to achieve, and though certain things didn't happen the way I wanted them to happen this year, because we're almost looking at the end of August, and we're only looking September, October, November, December, 4 months, and we'll be 2/3 of the way through the year. So, what things could have made difference that would have gave me more wealth or gave me more enjoyment in life and where I wanted to achieve in life. So those are the things that you really look at and where you want to achieve in life as well, because it's those things that you grow from. And like I said, I've said this in the past. A lot of people will go give up the New Year's resolutions. I don't believe in that because it's just like they're falsehood resolutions. So what I do is, since I finished my PhD in May of 2022, I look at May of 2023 and I'll look at May of 2024 and say, where did I do well? What did I do wrong? Where I need to improve, et cetera, et cetera. Because the point here is you achieve wealth and you achieve goals by being, like I was telling somebody yesterday, being persistent and being diligent and being patient. It's persistent, patient, and diligent. So those are, and a couple of people have told me in the past I'm very persistent about things. And like I said, once I focus, and I call my laser focus on things, I'm able to accomplish more than I really wanted to achieve. So the goal here is to always be laser focused or where you want to see things. And just because you have a drawback on that is you move forward on it. But two people that I admire is Kobe Bryant in basketball. I mean, he's the pinnacle of people of basketball. What he did for the Lakers and how he's laser focused on his basketball ability and his basketball skills and what he wanted to achieve as a Laker. And that's epitome. And the other one is Steve Harvey. And both of them, Steve Harvey, the one thing about Kobe is he was laser focused on where he wanted to be, his championships, where he wanted to be, where he wanted his career to be. And when things came important to him, he was able to focus on those areas as well. And I believe in what Sean Connery says too, as well, the famous actor, that you have certain aspects. You got your personal life, your business life, your friend life, and all that. And all of these areas you have to be focused on. And if one area goes bad, then you have to be focused on that. So, but the issue here is if you tender them like a sheep, or as a shepherd dog does, like keep the flock in one area and is constantly on the move, then you don't have those issues and you don't have those problems. Because what you're really doing here is you're taking the issues in hand and making things move forward. So the goal here is, and there again we go back to the goals and objectives, is to see where you might have been missed off, where you like to be, and move forward. And finally, the final point I really want to make on this is always be grateful. I have this is really one of my crushes in life. It is as St. Paul, my thorn in the flesh, is that sometimes I'm not grateful to look at back at things and say, geez, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Should be very grateful for it. My health is in pretty decent shape. I'm able to get books published. I have a great and wonderful social network. So I have to step back every once in a while, finish my PhD, got a halfway decent job, and just be grateful for where you want to achieve in life. So it's like, it's those settings that you have to be grateful for. And that opens, it's almost like the laws of attraction, because it really, what it does is it opens up avenues, because it's like, people say it's like, it might be viewed as a cockiness. It could be viewed as being, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I'm not one to say, your stuff don't sting, aloof is another word that I like to use that people say that. Whereas some people would say to me that I'm a complicated fellow. So it's not necessarily that. It's just my goals and objectives and what I want to achieve in life. And there's, like I said, there are things in there that you do that you feel that are important in your own life. Part of that goes back to the Briggs-Myers as well, because it's all interconnected like a spider web. It all goes back to your personality type. And I'm an ENTP. I'm very outgoing, and I'm the debater. And for instance, to my careers that I would be very successful in psychology and also as a lawyer. Well, not a lawyer, no, psychologist. So there again, that's the point. That part of that is your draw to your personality and what your personality does. So, anyway, these are some food for thoughts for today. Please remember, folks, that I do have a conference on October 28th. It will be online. I was going to pick a physical site, but I think with the logistics and a lot of other people, but with the price of it right now is $75. After September 1st, it goes down to $50. It is on relationships, friend or foe. It's going to be on Eventbrite. The cost, like I said, is pre-cost right now is $50. If after September the 1st, it rises to $75, please enjoy that. I'm lining up some pretty neat speakers. It's all day conference. And that is going on. Remember, also, I have some self-published books. They're all available on Amazon. They're either under Boyd T. Miller or under B. Thomas Miller. Eventually, at some point, I've got to get a hold of Amazon and switch them all over to Boyd T. Miller. It was something that I was playing with when I was finishing off my PhD, but there were some issues with a couple of family members that didn't like me, playing around with my name. So everything will go back to Boyd Thomas Miller. Also, please like and subscribe my videos. And the word of the day is persistence. So if you watch this to the end and you type in the comment persistence and like and subscribe, I will send a free copy of Empowerment and Change. Either I can send a PDF or a Word document, which is the book is about maybe 105, 110 pages, but absolutely free. The retail price of that book is really $8.95. You get it absolutely free. It's won a few awards through the New York Publishing, my understanding. And I also have publishers calling me daily, except on Sundays, thank God, about wanting to publish the book, which right now hasn't been a big focus of mine as well. But the point here is that you could automatically get the book for free. So anyway, other than that, folks, if you have any comments, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.